This is Advancing Your Business, Your People, and Your Legacy podcast, where we will discuss all things that impact the growth, value, and sustainability of privately held businesses. This podcast is produced by the Rawls Group Business Succession Planners, and I am Kendall Rawls, your moderator. Today I'm joined by Champ Rawls, a partner of the Rawls Group, and Gina Miller, who is a partner with Bennett Thrasher in their Dispute, Valuation, and Forensics department. Today we're going to talk about value. Depending upon one's perspective, value can take on many different meanings. Banks, IRS, Wall Street, valuation specialists, business owners, vendors, strategic relationships, such as franchisors or manufacturers, all view value differently. And depending upon one's reasoning for determining value, one's approach view could change, such as buying, selling, transferring stock, etc. So Gina, from your perspective, how do you define value?
Well, value can be defined many different ways. It really depends upon the purpose. So who's interested in the value? Is the value for transfer purposes? For example, we've had a client who wants to transfer ownership down to a family member and they want to gift the ownership. Well, in that case, it's for tax purposes, and we would look at fair market value, which is defined by the code. Also, business owner may want to sell to an ESOP, an employee stock ownership plan. That's also fair market value, regulated both by the IRS and the Department of Labor. So you have those issues, but if you're interested in selling to a third party, that buyer may be interested in maybe a financial buyer or a strategic buyer. A strategic buyer, you may get the highest amount for your sale because they're going to be able to look for opportunities to reduce the expenses or increase the revenues, and you'll have a higher value then.
Thanks, Gina. Champ, can you share your perspective of value?
Yeah, value for us in succession planning is defined through a variety of areas of the business. The financial aspects are important, as Gina states, but we also include the human aspects of the organization. This would be the family makeup, the people that are in leadership positions, and not just even leadership positions, but the entire makeup of a business team, the vendors that are supporting the business, and the various franchises and manufacturer relationships that go into that as well. Probably most important, and I think Gina through valuations can speak to this as well, is your brand perception in the community. There's so many businesses that we come across that have very good brand receptiveness in the community, very well known, it's positive. They're most likely going to get a higher valuation, a higher multiple. But somebody wants to buy that goodwill. Whereas if you find somebody who's going to come in and they have a terrible brand, a terrible manufacturer, news is going awful. I mean, so many things happen today, I think, on, social media or stuff that can very much hinder a brand. And that goes beyond what just an individual person can do. So those are kind of all the different perspectives we look at as well, and how do you define and bring value to a business.
Yeah, I agree with you, Champ. I think that, that brand awareness is very important, and the way that we consider that in part of valuation is either in the cash flows that can be generated, so better brand awareness, more cash flows, and then also in the multiple, better brand awareness, less risk. So you kind of get a double whammy there.
You're talking about multiples with valuations, we can both agree you want the highest.
Absolutely.